I think the other thing that came out this week or last week, at some point this week, that was noteworthy, I feel like, was the one shot by Tatsuki Fujimoto.
Yes.
The one shot called Look Back.
Okay, how do you feel about it? Look back. It dropped on Viz on like when it dropped?
At like Tuesday or some shit. I
Okay.
know it was early in the
Early
week
in the
because
week.
I hit you up.
Yeah.
I hit you. I was like, yo, it dropped. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I got the notification from the app on Shonen Jump. And I liked it. I liked it a lot,
I loved
actually.
it.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I wonder if this is clearly, I guess he's a big fan of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Who's that?
The anime, the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya.
I don't know it.
It's a pretty popular one.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to take a look at it. I haven't seen it yet, but it's on the list. I just haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that anime, I guess, was made by the studio Kyo Animation or whatever. That studio that got burned up.
Yeah.
A few years back.
Yeah.
And which is clearly the correlation of what happens in this one shot, where that kid at the very end goes bananas in the thing or whatever.
Okay.
And then I felt like it's like a mixture of that and then some sort of biographical
It could definitely be
thing of his.
I was thinking about that too because his art style is very not normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people might see.
That's another one. Look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, his art is fire.
Yeah. But before, like, you got to find your voice when it comes to art. And, like, I could definitely see how earlier days people might think it's good, but then, like, compared to some of these, like, classically trained fine artists and stuff, like, you're kind of, like, not as good, I guess. That's a big thing that was in the story is that, like, I know early on in the story, the main character, I'm blanking on names right now, but the main character, she was nice with the pen. Like, she's doing the newsletter or whatever. But then the other kid came through, and it's like, yo, like, you're good, but, like, that's because we're not comparing you to anybody else. But once you got, like, competition, it's like, you're not really up to par.
And she quit for a long time.
Yeah. Actually, first she was like, nah, like, I'm about to put in work. Like, you ain't going to one-up me.
Yeah.
And then she quit.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's real. Like, sometimes, like, in life, like, you think you're doing the best, but, like, your best might not be good enough.
And what's interesting is that later on we find out that other kid that was putting in work in the paint was actually a really big fan.
Yeah.
A really big fan.
Yeah. And I think it was cool because people always have that conflict of, like, gifted versus talent. Yeah. And I think she thought she was gifted until she saw him. And she's like, fuck, he's talented as fuck.
Yeah.
And then she tried to work because you got to work if you want to do better. And she was getting better, but it wasn't as good as him. Mm-hmm. She went to go visit him. She's like, wait, it's not talent. This dude's working. Like, it's not just, oh, I just woke up and I'm nice. Like, and I've been in that situation where, like, I'll draw something or I see people's art or whatever. It's like, how? Like, how do you do this? And, like, I just assume, like, you're just gifted. But it could be just ethic, like work ethic. You just go crazy.
Yeah, homie's not even going to school, skipping class, skipping like tests and quizzes and shit. He's not really seeing a light of day. When he saw it coming out, he had long hair. Clearly, he wasn't taking care of himself.
Yeah,
which is probably like an interesting depiction of what an artist actually goes through doing manga and whatnot.
For sure.
And I thought it was a really well put together one shot, 142 pages. I think.
Yeah. Definitely very Bakuman vibes, like just manga creation. They didn't dive too much into like the creation of manga and stuff, but it was more interpersonal experience of like what you have to go through and like the hours of commitment, the freaking this effort. Like you just see that same scene of them at the desk just drawing. That's all you do. You don't do anything else. So I think it kind of also plays to all the recent stuff about the mangakas like needing breaks. It's like, bro, like this is their life. They just sit at a desk for 12 hours, 18 hours, whatever it is, drawing all day.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough. That's tough.
It looked stressful.
It is. And
then I didn't. The only thing that threw me in for a loop was towards the very end after that, where they were having a conflict as to how to go about continuing forward. You know, one of them wanted to just move on and do its own thing, and then the main character was like, "Nah, yo, like stick with me, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You gotta do. We got this down to third." And obviously the whole arson, the whole murder thing happened, but then it went back to maybe her. It was like a thing where it ended up in like on a positive note, but then not really. Yeah. I don't know. There was like a dual thing where I guess it ended up her being still thinking about and reminiscing and all the crazy stuff. I don't know. There was like a point where it looked like it was all not true, but then it was. Yeah. So I couldn't. That's the only part I had a hard time discerning what was what kind of thing, which is very fucking Fujimoto and shit. But having said that, I really hope that they and I said this to you when when we touched on it a little earlier this week, which was like, I hope that they make a physical of this because it'd be interesting to get more one shots over here. And you're like, when the fuck has there ever been a one shot? And then you had me thinking, like, I don't know how many actual one shots actually make it over here.
There's a few one shots that I've read. I'm like, this is really good. The art's beautiful, story's dope, but I never see it printed. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I don't either. Because I was naming things, but I think over there there were more than one volume, and then it came over here as an omnibus.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe Solonin might be a one shot, which is Inyo Sano.
Yeah.
But I think he's big enough for it to warrant a physical release. I think people would be interested in buying his shit.
That'd be interesting. I don't know. Would I buy it? Probably.
I would. I would definitely would.
Yeah, I don't know. But just a one shot though. Is 150 pages?
142.
Oh, close enough. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. Really,
you wouldn't buy a one shot?
No, just like would I start buying one shots in general? It's like I really don't know if I would buy one shots.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's an easier. It's not of a daunting of a commitment.
But what about in terms of people producing it? Like, is it enough money? Like, are they actually getting something out of it?
What do you mean?
Like the production of making the book and everything for just one little volume. Like, would it? You got to make profit, but is it worth it?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Sometimes like there's like a certain amount of profit you have to make before it's worth it.
And do you think that making and selling one book wouldn't fall into that? Like, what's the idea that you're?
I don't know, because they sell volumes. They sell.
Well, because that's just what's out, right? Like, if the book was just $5, that's all they selling.
So why don't they do it now then?
What did they do? One shots? I don't think manga has been as popular as it has been up until now.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many people read one shots. I don't think people have been buying as much manga as they have up until now.
Wait, hold up.
So I don't know how warranted it would have been to get one shots that maybe are not as popular.
So are you sure one shots are done in Japan? Because I didn't know that. They sell one shots in Japan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Also, a lot of things for one shot is that it's usually, sometimes it becomes a actual series.
A series, yeah.
So maybe by doing that, kind of defeating the purpose of.
Maybe. But I don't think he's going in with the intent of making a series for this.
Yeah.
Because we got part 2 Chainsaw Man.
True. I don't know.
Because Urasawa has a bunch of one shots.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Q Hayashida has a one shot. Now, granted, it's not that long.
Okay.
It's not that long, so I don't think it'd warrant any fucking thing.
Most one shots I know are usually like, I don't know, 70 pages, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I would be down to buying some of them from the people that I actually fuck with.
Yeah.
You know, like this.
I'm not mad at it.
So, yeah.
I know One Piece, the one shot he did, Monster. I heard something about that recently. I don't know if they're like getting a volume or something. I don't know what it was, but I heard something
for
about
like Oda.
Yeah, so it's. Have you read Monster?
No,
you haven't.
The only Monster I've read is what time it is.
So Monster, I think it's on Monster if I'm mistaken. It's a one shot before One Piece, and it shows like Ryuma.
Oh, I think I've seen panels of it, but I haven't read it for real.
Yeah, so it shows Ryuma, which is like the Wano legend samurai who slayed a dragon, and it's like. It's kind of tied to One Piece, but not really, because like it is not really the same world, but there's some elements that kind of coincide with One Piece and everything. But I heard some news about that. I don't know what exactly it is. I forget right now.
That's interesting. So it's like you see a lot of the ideas that he uses now.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And like Ryuma, he's in the Monster, but he's also in One Piece, and it's like he's the same great samurai person and everything. He looks just like Zoro, so it's like maybe Zoro's kind of supposed to be this later on. A lot of elements that kind of coincide and overlap.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I'll get that any day if they drop that.
Whatever Oda drops and buy. Which just case in point, right? Like if the artist is a big enough name, I'm sure that whatever they drop is going to warrant a release.
Speaking of which, Oda dropping. He's now number 2. Number 2 for like, what is it? The highest selling volumes in like comic book or fiction or something like that, right behind Superman. It goes Superman, One Piece, Batman. I think Oda's 490, and then Batman's 485 or something like that, 84 or some shit. Million. Put that out there. Million. Yeah. Superman's at 600 million. So still got some ways to climb, but I think as we push through, as it ends and everything, like, because I don't own any One Piece, but I know once it gets closer to the end, I'm buying every volume, all the box sets. So it's like, I think he can hit that number, low key. You good, nigga? He's just stuck.
Yo, I'm shocked.
Yeah, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at a loss. Because I was under the I knew that he made it up until he was number 12 in the most fiction sold ever, like period, made by one person. Mm-hmm. He's the highest selling manga. That's the highest selling manga period so far. Mm-hmm. And then he's in the largest selling number 2's of the biggest selling like just comics period.
Yeah. Still's moving.
This nigga's gonna get a statue somewhere, bro.
I really think he could be number 1. Like I said, like I know a lot of people are just watching it or they're reading it online, but like I know once it starts wrapping up, like people are gonna go out and just buy what they can. So I really think it could possibly get to number 1.
Box set number 4 comes out in January next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking about starting to collect them now.
I have the first 2. Mm-hmm. I'm getting 3. I'm waiting for a sale though.
Thank you for watching the video.
Thank you.
Appreciate it
very much.
Do us a favor. If you like what you saw, head over to the main channel. You can watch the full episode.
Subscribe.
Thanks.
Yep. Peace.